let's start with the definitions given here. Okay, it's a silicon chip representing a central processing unit CPU, which is capable of performing arithmetic as well as logical operations according to predefined set of instructions. In short, whenever you think about microprocessor, just think about C, P and U. Okay, fine. And when you think about microcontroller, first let me just read out what is shown here. Microcontroller is a highly integrated chip that contains a CPU, scratch pad, RAM, special and general purpose register arrays, on-chip ROM or flash memory for program storage, timer and interrupt control units, and dedicated I/O ports. So here, along with C, P and U, that is central processing unit, you have some sort of memory. Along with memory, you also have other units like timers, I/O ports and other essential components to perform any task. So this is mainly capable of doing arithmetic or logical operations, but its focus is only on CPU. But microcontroller has other components along with CPU. Okay, so immediately the next point, it will be easy for you to understand if you understand the first line. Scratch pad, RAM, special general purpose register arrays, on chip ROM, flash memory for program storage, all these are different types of memories only, okay, which as of now you don't need to know in depth. Okay, and here what it is saying is it's a dependent unit. Yes, of course, because it only has the processing unit. You can consider the processing unit as something similar to your brain, but for the brain to actually do the task, it needs other components like maybe your eyes, your ears, your hands, your legs, right? So similarly, along with CPU, just like how microcontroller is using other components, microprocessor will also need components like timers, program and data memory chips, interrupt controllers, etc. Okay, now so these are the additional components which are required by the microprocessor. So it's a dependent unit. And what do you mean by interrupt controllers? What's an interrupt? So whenever input output devices are connected to your processing units, okay, let's assume your processor is performing some task, okay, and it's busy with it, but immediate attention is required by your input output devices. So how will it inform the CPU that yes, I need your attention now? It will send something called as an interrupt signal to the CPU. When CPU receives this particular signal, it immediately stops its previous task and it will give its attention to the I/O device. Okay, but the signal being sent, that is the interrupt signal, they also need to be controlled. Okay, so that is carried out by interrupt controller. Okay, and coming to this side, it is self-contained unit because you already know it has lot of essential components already. Any external interrupt controller, timer, UART and all is not required for its functioning. Okay, now this microprocessor most of the time contains, is general purpose in design and operation. It's this is also easy to understand because see, we should be able to connect this particular processing unit or your microprocessor to other required components. Okay, so if it is general purpose, it can be easily incorporated in multiple cases. Okay, and if it's not compatible with the other components, if it is difficult to work with that particular microprocessor, so it's generally general purpose in design. Okay, whereas because it already has some of the components to perform some basic task, okay, it's usually application oriented. That is, when you design, they have designed in such a way that they work the best for specific application or specific domain. Okay, now because microprocessors don't have inbuilt I/O port, they will need external chips like 8255 in order to connect to the other I/O ports. Okay, but in this particular case, it already has built-in I/O ports. Those ports can be in turn used to work as 8, 16-bit or 32-bit port, okay, as per requirement. And last point is, here very limited power saving options are offered. Here a lot of power saving options are used.